All right. Haha. The technical part is done. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Ira. And thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to share a little bit about your story with Alchemist membership. And maybe we can start by just, if you want to introduce yourself, share a little bit what took you to the Alchemist, and what is your why you are inside the membership, if that's not too wide topic.
No, it's good. So I'm Ira. I'm in Finland, in Turku, and yay,
My
known
old
for years and
hometown.
years and years. I think my reason for being here is that I joined your beta group for the Journey to You program. That was a year ago, something that it's been, and then already before that we did that short when you were did the sort of the practice things.
Yeah,
So it's there.
Life
So
Coach Academy.
yeah. So I think there was no question whether I want to join. The only question is always slightly financial, but even that's something that can be solved very sort of fairly easily. So I knew that I wanted to continue to be part of the community. So that's the main thing for me, to have like-minded people around me, and people that I can relate to and who can relate to me. And I haven't been able to participate in that many sort of live meetings this autumn, which is absolutely fine because I can then watch the replays. But just knowing that the people are there and there's the community to support me and to inspire me, and then I can sort of contact the group whenever I want to. That's enough for me. So to really have that group of people around me that I know that will sort of support me, and yeah, it's a sort of a wholly positive experience in that sense. So no pressure about having to sort of be there every time and do a lot of assignments and things like that, but just to know that I have that community of people that sort of who understand me.
Yeah, I can relate to that. And how I've been now saying that that's my mission in this, to build a community around this practice and kind of bring together those people who are interested and also like enthusiastic to do yoga off the mat, like to really study the self and to learn from different feelings, different beliefs, different events in life, different periods of time in life. So definitely the community is the number one beautiful thing. How would you say?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I'm like, when you say like to receive support and give support, in what kind of support you are feeling that you are experiencing in this membership?
Yeah, which is related to what I was going to say anyway.
Right.
That's since this whole sort of inner connection work and self-discovery and sort of navigating through life, it's a process, and it always sort of seems to begin again every day, and the same challenges appear. In those moments, it's so important that there is someone out there who will kind of bring me back to the center line, to bring me back to the work, and also sort of give me new ideas and maybe challenge me a little bit, saying that, okay, now do you see that you're still and again going that way, that what kind of tools could you use to or could I use to find that center again and find that balance again. So the community is there to sort of remind me that I have the tools, and then give me new inspiration and new ideas also, and maybe help me to realize something about myself and the way that I'm doing things. And this is kind of an ongoing loop, so the work is never done, and that's absolutely fine. That's how it is. And that's one of the sort of the kind of carrying messages, or the most supporting reminder to myself this autumn has been that every day I'm a beginner, that I can start this again. That if I feel that, okay, I'm struggling, or I'm failing, or something didn't go as planned, and I had too many expectations, then I can start again. And that's such a wonderful thing. For some people, I know that it's a scary thought, because it means that to them it might mean, I've been talking about this, that they haven't progressed anywhere if they're always a beginner. But I don't take it that way. I take it in this sense that every day I can apply what I have already learned and start again with that knowledge. So it doesn't take me sort of always back to the beginning. It's just that every moment is a beginning that will then take me forward. So that kind of support, I think, serves as a reminder that it's all gonna work just fine.
Yeah, and there is this direction in it. I believe also what is kind of maybe new and something that I realized myself, and that's why I'm sharing it, is that the yoga of the mat and inner alchemy can be a practice too. That it doesn't need to be like you do it once and then you are kind of like in a way like feeling that, okay, I already figured this out. For example, some of the core beliefs or some of the deep emotions, like it's like we can build a practice around that and kind of ride those waves when they come, because in life different things happen. And I was just sharing my own wave before we started, like emotional waves, spiritual waves, kind of whatever the growth process is delivering, we get those waves, and with this practice we can really learn to serve them and to surrender into that process and practice.
And be sort of open to those feelings and also welcome them, because the tendency is to push them away and think that there's something wrong with me for feeling anxious or feeling angry or feeling sad or something like that. That it's not something, of course it's heavy emotionally, it's heavy, but it's, I have tools to sort of work with those feelings and sit with them. And it's more beneficial than just trying to push them away.
Exactly. There is this openness to see what it is and to really alchemize. I think that's a good word for the what we are doing. I think Sonia was saying, like, we are like in a lab when we come to the membership. It's like we take a topic, we have different topics inside the membership meetings, and then we are there like in a lab. We do different kind of exercises or tests, even like seeing with the openness and willingness, and then kind of walking out from the meetings and seeing how it starts to apply into the life, right? What would you say, what's the, like now we started in July, so you've been inside 4 months. What's the ripple effects for you from those meetings?
I think sort of increased courage to face whatever comes my way, and then inspiration, so being inspired by things, finding that kind of spark in life again that sometimes is a little bit, it's missing sometimes when there's too many things going on at the same time. And I also think that this kind of continued integration of the things, so even if the whole thing is a process, and sometimes it's more of a struggle and sometimes less, but there's that kind of awareness. So those kind of, I notice different things. I notice more sort of wide variety of emotions and where they're coming from, and then being able to integrate the tools. So it doesn't always have to be such a, or it's not always anymore such a, like a conscious practice, maybe that, okay, now I have these feelings and now I need to go and find the tool that would sort of work for that particular moment, but it's integrated, so it sort of starts to come automatically already, this kind of shift in the way that I'm thinking or reacting to certain things. So yeah, it makes me a much nicer person to be around, and more for myself as well. So and everything is maybe more peaceful, peaceful in general, and sort of thinking about stressful circumstances as they really kind of a matter of perspective. I'm in that kind of a position in life in terms of sort of being very privileged in life, that my relationship with stress, for example, and anxiety, it is a matter of perspective. So I can choose not to stress about something. Of course, it's a natural sort of bodily reaction, but the sort of, staying in that, I can choose to step away from that, because nothing is worth my stress. I can work with things without feeling the stress in a sort of prolonged way. So taking one step at a time, and everything will be done.
Yeah.
And of course, from the outside, this may seem or sound like that I have everything together and I'm like the most Zen person in the world. I'm not. I feel despair, I feel anxious. I feel all those emotions, and not particularly hopeful about the future in general, globally, or my personal. But it's still something that I cannot solve the problems by being anxious or being stressed all the time. That will not take me anywhere. So there needs to be some kind of a shift in perspective, and that's what this alchemy and journey to you is doing for me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, and I can so relate to that. It's anyway, the life is happening. There is different kind of inputs from different things like work or even other responsibilities. Like the life goes on, and the way we perceive, or even the way we catch ourselves, like perceiving something, for example, hurry or not enough time, which is, I think, very common struggle in everyday life. Like we all are in that kind of busy mindset sometimes, and I'm myself too, but in a moment when there is this awareness, like, okay, I can choose differently, I can now pay a little bit more attention, and it might be so little thing that shifts the whole story. And I think also that's why it is good to have these reminders and to have that practice around, because easily we can go into one way of moving through life and kind of getting into those inputs that are coming from outside. But definitely the shift happens from inside to see it also in outside. So I am really relating what you're saying. Yeah. Ay. What else comes to your mind for somebody who is now considering hearing the call, maybe have seen my message in a social media or participated the experience, and kind of maybe feels the connection with the message and the messenger, which is important, I believe, somehow to connect to the inner alchemy work or yoga off the mat work, or just self-development, self-learning work through how I share it. Like, what would you say to those people at the moment?
Well, I think it's something that they should do if they are sort of borderline, to participate, because it's very laid back. It's very easy to join the group. Everybody is welcoming and kind, and there are no sort of strict timelines or deadlines that you have to follow. You can do it at your own pace. So this idea that I don't have time doesn't really apply here, because you can sort of do it at your own pace. And also maybe it's important to take time for this kind of work. Of course, it's not always easy, sort of personally, that a lot of emotion comes through, and a lot of things that I personally had to face in my own being and the way that I do things, and the things that I have. And of course, I have to choose my moments, that, okay, now I have more resources and resilience to deal with this thing, and now I don't. And then I can put it on the shelf for a few, a little time. So it's really sort of easy. This is an easy wave to ride in that sense. So I highly recommend it. And it's of course, if it's not for you, then you step out of it. It's also something, nobody sort of has to be here, but I think it's a very positive and encouraging experience, and something that really has benefited for me, at least. And also the thing that I can take away from it, the things that I feel the most useful, and the things that benefit me the most. So it's not also something that you are trying to force a certain way of doing things or a certain way of looking at things. It's just like making me think about things from my own perspective, and creating that awareness, and it gets easier. So
encouragement, thank you. Yeah, it's good to hear, and to also reflect, because of course everything has started from kind of my own personal vision, and then to see it reflecting back, like, okay, there is people who are gaining the same that I have gained from this work. Like the Inner Alchemy, even the name Inner Alchemy came just recently. The work has been happening for a longer time, and I believe those who are finding their ways to the membership also have been working themselves throughout the years, maybe consistently, not consistently, but kind of the base work is there. That's why it might resonate now to do that kind of movement. Like, okay, I will see what is this. I'm open for this. I'm curious. I'm excited. I'm excited about seeing where I can grow.
And then having the people are there to do it with, so you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah.
That's the best thing.
That's the best thing. Yeah, I resonate with that, because for many years many times we can do stuff on our own and be strong, independent woman and and all that, but it is more fun with the group, with the community around. Yeah, to know that there is somebody who is also figuring out, for example, to sit with the emotions, or to shift in beliefs, or taking 3 breaths, or whatever the way is. There are so many different ways to practice. Great. Well, I just want to thank you again. I've interviewed before, and it's always a pleasure. And also I enjoyed our moments after we have always membership time, like the masterclass or inner masterclass time, and then we stop recording and we open like a really just a circle to share, and you have been there many times with me, sitting in a circle, and it's like, okay, what's going on with you? And then half an hour we talk about different stuff in a way that, of course, I stay in that mode of coaching. Definitely those circle moments are also beautiful. Thank you, Ira.
Thank you.
And all who are resonating, get in contact with me, because the doors are closing now on Sunday. So
do it now.
Do it now. Many people have been asking about, could they join shorter time, this 1 year period was kind of new thing for me too, and I definitely like meditated on, because when we started, for example, in July, it was 7 months journey. So I don't know, I'm kind of meditating the opportunity to open 7 months also again, for those who feels that, yeah, this would be the thing, but maybe 12 months just seems so long time that that
Yeah,
it might be
like
that
this. It's 12 months is nothing.
12 months goes
Very-
quickly. Yeah,
goes completely.
maybe this afternoon I will open up the 7 months also. I'm kind of 1, 2, 3 switch girl. Like if I hear the calling, the decision comes really easily. I was like, oh, okay, well, I changed my mind. You can come for 7 months too. But that maybe comes from the rockets. Like we can do 1, 2, 3 switch, easy changes. It's like, okay. But thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
was beautiful to have you here, and have a beautiful day. And we see in 1 week time, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Greetings
Bye.
to Turku.
Thank you.
Oh, my Turku. Kiss my Turku.
Yeah,
Ciao, ciao.
it's there. Bye.
Bye.